Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we are going to look at the 4 latest Arsenal news. The first Arsenal news is the things spotted in Arsenal training in Germany with Fabio Vieira boost, signings reunited and Kieran Tierney return. Arsenal players have been put through their paces on day 1 of their pre-season training camp at the Adidas HQ in Germany ahead of Thursday's friendly against Nürnberg. Arsenal have arrived at the Adidas HQ in Herzogenaurach, Germany for a pre-season training camp as preparations for the 2023-24 campaign turn up a notch or two. It was a week ago when the senior players not involved on international duty during the summer reported back to London Coney with the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Rob Holding, Benjamin White, Leandro Trossard and Reiss Nelson featuring in a behind-closed-doors friendly against Watford on Saturday afternoon. On that same day, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Jorginho, Thomas Partey, Folarin Balogun, Jakub Kiwior and summer signing Kai Havertz were all in attendance at the club's training ground as they were put through their paces by Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff. The following day brought about images of players boarding a flight at Luton Airport, heading to Germany, and after safely arriving it was straight down to business as day 1 brought about training session, but the squad did get some downtime to ride bikes around the campus. Perhaps one of the biggest positives to emerge is the sight of Fabio Vieira. The attacking midfielder was forced to withdraw from the Portugal squad for this summer's U21 European Championship because of a medical issue, but he has made a full recovery and should benefit from a full pre-season schedule. Keeping all of that in mind, we have been through the images to pick out the best photos from day 1 of Arsenal's pre-season training camp at the Adidas HQ in Germany. The second Arsenal news is that Ben Jacobs has confirmed an Arsenal update, as he confirms Arsenal are now confident they'll sign world-class player this week, as Arsenal look to complete the signing of World Cup England international and West Ham United midfielder Declan Rice. The Declan Rice to Arsenal transfer saga has been a long one, but it looks like it's finally about to come to an end. The Gunners went into the market with multiple targets, but their priority was always Declan Rice. The West Ham skipper is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, and Mikel Arteta was desperate to get him. It has been a while since reports revealed that Arsenal and West Ham have agreed on a fee for Rice, but the deal is yet to be completed. Now, Ben Jacobs has shared some good news with Gunners fans on Twitter. Back at the end of last month, The Athletic revealed that Arsenal and West Ham United had agreed a £105 million fee for the transfer of Declan Rice. Payment terms were still an issue back then, but that was resolved 6 days ago as well. The same outlet claimed West Ham had given the midfielder permission to undergo a medical and finalise personal terms ahead of a move. Arsenal fans have been waiting with bated breath for an announcement on the deal, but that hasn't been done yet. The Gunners have even flown over to Germany for their pre-season camp, and Rice is not a part of that. Gunners supporters don't like waiting too long, and luckily for them, Jacobs has revealed that they won't have to wait for much longer. He says Arsenal are now confident of finalising everything this week, with Rice set to join his new teammates on the flight to the United States on Sunday. Jacobs tweeted, "Arsenal confident everything will be finalised in time to have Declan Rice fly out for their pre-season tour of America on Sunday." The Declan Rice to Arsenal deal has been done for a while now, just the final details need to be sorted out. Gunners fans have nothing to be worried about, but nobody likes waiting. That's why there has been an uproar of sorts on social media, but all that will disappear once Arsenal release the announcement video. Rice, branded as a world-class played by Alan Smith on Sky Sports, will be the North Londoners' record signing and arguably the most exciting one in a long time. The Englishman is expected to make his debut in America, where Arsenal are set to take on the MLS All-Stars, Manchester United and Barcelona. The third Arsenal news is that Sky Sports news journalist Cave Solhekol has confirmed an Arsenal update, as he confirms Arsenal may have to pay £100 million signing on fee to sign 23-year-old, as Arsenal look to complete the signing of World Cup France international and PSG forward Kylian Mbappe. Clubs trying to sign Kylian Mbappe could have to pay a £100 million signing on fee when he leaves PSG amid links with Arsenal. That's according to Sky Sports news journalist Cave Solhekol, who was speaking about the 23-year-old's future. Kylian Mbappe's time at Paris Saint-Germain looks set to come to an end in the not-too-distant future. he's already announced he won't be signing a new contract with his current deal running out next summer. It means PSG might have to cash in on the superstar this summer to avoid him leaving for free. Unsurprisingly, there are plenty of clubs taking a keen interest in the Frenchman's future. Real Madrid have been heavily linked, but they've already spent a lot of money on Jude Bellingham this summer. Arsenal also reportedly have an interest in the forward, and has said that of all the clubs in the Premier League, he's keenest on moving to the Emirates. However, Arsenal have now been told what signing on fee Mbappe would likely demand from his new club. It would put the record fee they're about to pay for Declan Rice family in perspective. Asked about whether Mbappe could move to the Premier League next season, Solskjaer said, "There have been lots of stories. I've seen stories linking him with Liverpool in the past. There's been some stories recently linking him with Arsenal as well. I think the difficulty is that yes, of course the Premier League is the richest, most watched league in the world, but the numbers involved to be able to sign and satisfy a player like Kylian Mbappe are astronomical. He earns about £2 million a week. So how many clubs in the Premier League are there who could afford to pay him £2 million a week? I think his signing on fee, loyalty bonuses, you're talking about £100 million for that as well. It seems almost impossible to imagine Arsenal such a huge signing on fee from Mbappe. His wages would also likely completely break the structure currently put in place, which might not be good for squad harmony. However, turning down the chance to sign one of the best players in the world might be very difficult if offered the opportunity. Whether Arsenal could compete with Real Madrid or Manchester City when it comes to a financial package is another matter. The final Arsenal news is that journalist Tom Canton has confirmed an Arsenal update. As he confirms there is interest, Arsenal really like astonishing Bundesliga player. As Arsenal look to complete the signing of France international and Bayer Leverkusen attacker Moussa Diaby, Arsenal have been busying away in the transfer window this summer, but that hasn't stopped players being continually linked with the club. Kai Havertz has already been announced, and Declan Rice and Jurrien Timber are expected to follow in the coming days, but even so, that hasn't stopped other players getting a mention. One of which is Bayer Leverkusen star Moussa Diaby. The speedy forward often gets a mention during a transfer window and once again has been linked with a move to the likes of Arsenal and Newcastle. And speaking on his Gooner Talk podcast, journalist Tom Canton has confirmed that Diaby is indeed a player of interest, albeit there is no sign of a bid coming from Arsenal as yet. Again, there is interest in the player, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Arsenal are going to move for him. Canton said, "I've reported on the Jeremy Frimpong interest, the Ivan Fresneda interest. It doesn't mean Arsenal are going to go and sign those players. But certainly, it means that Arsenal have an interest in the player, that they've scouted them, looked at them, have them on lists. The links to Diaby are credible because Arsenal do have an interest in the player. But it doesn't necessarily mean they make a move for him. Leverkusen want huge money, around £60 million, to consider selling Moussa Diaby, and with that, it probably makes a move to Arsenal a bit unrealistic right now. Diaby would bring speed and goals to the Gunners' ranks. However, he isn't getting in ahead of the likes of Martinelli and Soccer at the moment, meaning he'd need to make do with a place on the bench. Lauded as an astonishing talent over in Germany, Diaby's time in England might yet come. But this summer, it might just be a transfer too far for the Gunners. Do you know the Arsenal news on Jurrien Timber? You will enjoy this video on your screen too.